Today on Beardo and Weirdo, we're being joined by our buddy Riki Rachtman, who's taking his One Foot in the Gutter tour around the United States. And you're going to find out right away, Riki is going through it right now.
And you find out what my limit is when my friends are going through it. Blocked today on Beardo and Weirdo.
Find out why at the end, Chris Kael realized, oh yeah, I blocked you.
Long Island, Houston, and Las Vegas. Chris Kael is coming to you. And
Craig Gass, comedian from Family Guy, King of Queens, Sex and the City. He's in Five Finger Death Punch. And we're coming to Mulcahy's in Wantagh. We're coming to Houston to Top Secret Comedy. And we're coming back to Jimmy Kimmel's for Halloween weekend, which is also a weekend that your friend Jimmy from Metallica is performing. You call him Jimmy, right?
You mean Mr. Jimmy Hetfield, my good pal.
Jimmy Hetfield. If you want to see us at any of those cities in Long Island, Houston, Texas, or Las Vegas, all the info is at getgas.com. Getgas with 2 S's.com. Jimmy Hetfield, we'll see you there.
And I've already forgotten where we're playing, which is why I started off.
Yay!
I play bass.
He plays bass. Our friend Riki Rachtman is joining us. Riki, it was so much fun being out on the road with you and being able to do a show. And you showed up with the craziest news. And I couldn't believe throughout the weekend, it led to me continually saying, you doing all right? You doing all right? And I couldn't believe how well you were holding up. I'm only bringing this up because you've already made this public. But you showed up in Florida. We were doing a weekend of shows in Florida together. And you said, hey, so I just got word, and it's going to be a tough weekend. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys because it looks like I'm going through a separation this weekend. And the whole weekend, every time I said, are you doing okay? I did not see a single moment, aside from conversations about, man, I'm going to have to do a lot of things to change my life right now. But you were holding up really well. Were you doing okay that weekend?
It was the ride home. Everything changed.
There we go.
Okay.
I had, I don't want to make it this kind of wooey show, but it was a very, I was very nervous because I'd never done comedy before. Mm-hmm. And it was actually more difficult for me to go up and do a 20-minute show than a 3-hour show.
Right.
I'd never done comedy, but I was with 2 professionals and 2 people that all jokes aside, you guys know I love you. I care so much about you because I know that you also care about me.
Absolutely.
But it was tough because, Leah is so awesome. We were inseparable and we were in the process of getting a divorce. And after the show, on the drive home, I kind of had a little bit of a nervous breakdown. And that's when the divorce was really becoming final. And then as I got home, it just got worse. And she lives somewhere else now. And I ended up having this house. And, some days I have really good days and some days I have bad days. But I've been learning so much about myself. And I think I'm a completely different person. I think a better person. And, but yeah, it's tough. It's a tough thing. And it's really tough. I'm not thinking about dating, but my God, women my age are so old, and I can't.
Yeah, that's why I date girls in their 20s, Riki.
You know what? I don't think I can do that, but I'm older than you, Chris.
Yeah, I also am no longer doing that too. I used to have a pretty flexible application process. I had one requirement: you had to have been born after the Metallica Black album was out. But after dating a few that met that qualification, now you better have been before that album came out. You better know every song. You better know what the meanings behind each of those songs. You better be able to sing the guitar solos now. I'm done with that.
You know what? Ricky's making jokes, but he genuinely that weekend was very contemplative and would say, God, if I'm going to get back out there, like, what are women my age like right now? Yeah. Like, he was genuinely bringing that up.
Oh yeah.
But I had, I'm very open about posts that I do and things that I've battled with before. Mm-hmm. And it felt to me for a moment like certain things were in jeopardy, but I took a moment and I had like a nice 11-hour drive in front of me and just looked at my whole life. I mean, like I said, I don't want it to be this type of show, but I looked at my whole life and some of my problems and behaviors, and a lot of my behaviors sexually, and you know, we talk about how great the 80s were and how it was like bang, 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 bang. But when you did that for a really long time, and now I'm looking back, I'm like, did I hurt people?
Right.
You know?
Oh, wow.
And but then later I go back to my own ways.
Right.
That's Ricky's smooth way of telling us he's packing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Did I hurt people?
I kind of wrote a joke, I think.
Yeah.
This kind of sums up the cat house thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to use this in my show, but in the cat house days, you know, it was really, really about just kind of meeting after the club and having sex and trying to, you know, not really having a relationship, and would tell women, look, I just want you to know that I don't date until after the third fuck. Because, you know, you'll have sex, but if you really like this person, you want to go out on a date, but you don't want to go out on a date for a while.
Right.
Yeah. We need to know if we're going to last, you know? We got to have that chemistry. So 3 bangs, then we'll talk.
Well, I mean, Riki is talking about an incredible time in history and he was in the center of this universe where it was just a completely different time. And everybody was very open about just hooking up with everybody.
Yeah.
And he's in the middle.
The entire heavy metal culture.
Yeah. And, you know, we've, in our show, we've only been doing this 14, 15 months. We both went through breakups, talked about it in the studio. Chris actually read the letter that was left in his house.
My dear John.
When he came home to an empty house. And Chris has been through therapy. I am now in couples therapy as well as personal therapy because of what happened in my relationship. Did you hear from people that you didn't expect to hear from when they found out that you were going through something? Oh, no. Oh, no. What is the answer to this question?
Yes, but I also tried different. I mean, I went to therapy. I started going to meetings again.
Good.
I started doing a lot of stuff to kind of, you know, learning about mindfulness and certain practices. And I've had some real lows, but I'm also feeling, the problem is that I'm feeling very confident. I'm very excited. And I love my house. But I also, you know, I had my birthday last Monday or something. And
happy birthday.
Thank you. You know, I didn't have one birthday cake. I didn't open one present, but it doesn't matter.
But you're on the Beardo and Weirdo podcast, baby. Celebrating today. Let's go.
I had my tooth pulled, and it never healed because there's a bone growing through it. So it's just been, I'm not going to give you my thoughts. It's been a really crappy week. But it's all picking up, and you know, I love where I live, and you know, I was going to go back to LA. I was going to go to Tennessee, and then I was like, no, I'm going to buy this house from her and make it the way I want to. And I want to make all my shows. I'm going to sit in the front door by the fake candles and art, and everything else is a mess except for right in this area.
Now, how long were you married, Riki?
21, since 21, but we were together like almost like 9 years.
Okay, yeah. I went through my divorce 2018, I think it was. And I don't know whether having Leah out of the house and not living with you now, I don't know if that was worse than what I had. I filed divorce and then still lived with her in the house for like 7 months.
So did we.
7 months
So
after.
did we.
Okay, yeah. Woo.
Not for months, but I've been sleeping. I don't really want to talk about it. I think the best part of it that I know I'm different is that I truly want her to be happy. I want her to find a good guy. I want her to be successful. I miss her like crazy, but it is what it is. Yeah. And now I'm at a different stage of my life, and it's going to be interesting, and we'll see how it goes. And, you know, in a week, I don't know when this airs, but very, very soon, I'm going to be going on my longest tour ever with one foot in the gutter.
Love it.
And I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Well, yeah, I've got some ideas of some things but I'm excited to get back out on the road.
Yeah.
This show that he's talking about, I cannot overstate this enough. It is one of the most entertaining shows I've ever seen in my life.
God.
This 1 foot in the gutter show. I don't know where this low self-esteem comes in. When I try to compliment him, he's always like, oh, come on. And by the way, did you notice, this was absolutely wonderful. because of the timing of what Riki was going through at the time, everyone loved saying hello to Riki that weekend. Everyone was like, dude, great show. Everybody wanted to say hi. Everybody wanted to give him love. I don't even...
Ricky's like that everywhere. He took me to a NASCAR race here in Las Vegas. And here I am thinking I'm Mr. Five Finger Death Punch. This is going to be a NASCAR Five Finger Death Punch crowd. It was like Jesus Christ walked into the building with Riki. Oh. So many people coming up because he's lovable. He's fun.
But I didn't used to be that guy. And I learned that it is so much better. Like, you know, I don't call anybody that follows me or goes to my shows or anything fans because I'm a fan. I'm just a guy. Yeah. And I like it when people come up to me. It's like I truly, truly like it. And for me to be my age and still have people on my Patreon or buying tickets to my shows, like I'm the luckiest person in the world. But to hear myself being described as a nice guy when I guess I am, you know, is kind of weird. But, you know, it's weird that that's something that I just do and that I enjoy. Because being an ass, believe me, if I treated people like crap, nobody would know. I wouldn't be on the road.
And not for nothing, you've made your living. You
guys are the same way. I mean, you know, we don't get to spend a lot of time together, but we're all very close. And I know that when we were doing those shows, there are times that we could have just sat and had a powwow, and we did. And talk about real stuff. I mean, it was really fun. And the good thing about doing 20-minute comedy show is I took that 20 minutes of comedy, whittled it down to 3 minutes, and put it inside of a 3-hour show. So you're guaranteed at least 3 minutes of comedy in my 3-hour show.
And ladies in my dating life, you're guaranteed at least 3 minutes of comedy dating me as well.
One foot in the gutter is Coast to Coast this summer, starting in late July.
No. It's starting July 7th. Let's just see if I have, because I told dates wrong. It's starting July 7th in Greenville, South Carolina. And can I just say the dates real quick?
Yeah, go ahead, please. Run through.
I won't say the dates. I'll just say the cities.
Say all the cities.
I go from Greenville, South Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee, Tupelo, Mississippi, Eagle Pass, Texas, San Diego, California. July 16th at the Whiskey. I think the show's sold out.
Yeah.
July 18th, Danville, California, where all my Bay Area thrash friends are going to be. Reno, Nevada, where nobody bought tickets. Portland, Oregon's doing good. Seattle, Washington. I'm playing El Corazon.
Oh, El Corazon is a great room.
So great.
Legendary.
I'm playing in Colorado Springs, another place that people aren't buying tickets. Denver's doing really good. Chickasha, Oklahoma. Kansas City, Missouri. Lincoln, Nebraska. Iowa City, Iowa. Keokuk, Iowa. Warrendale, PA. Buffalo, New York. Philadelphia, New York City. Boston, and Sutton, West Virginia.
And in case people didn't write that down, where can they go to find all those dates as well?
CatthouseHollywood.com, and 9 times out of 10, the dates that I write are correct.
Yes.
If you go to CatthouseHollywood.com, you can buy tickets. But, you know, I've told this story before, and, you know, hearing you doing shows and hearing, you know, every band that I've grown up with, and when I say grown up with, I mean, I actually did grow up with them, but hearing people go on tour, and every time I talk about it, it's amazing. I do it on a much lower budget, and now it's really hard because they won't talk about me on satellite radio anymore. And
what's the story there?
Well, Eddie Trunk was always very good to me.
Yeah.
Mark Striegel, very good to me. Jose, very good to me. And then I'm not going to really say names, but there was a guy that I always thought I was a friend with when he worked at VH1. And every time I said, hey, I'm doing a tour, they said, yeah, well, you got to call this guy first. And every time I called him, he never, ever called me back. And this guy doesn't like me, and I don't know why, but it gets to be a point. And that's it's hard for me on tour because I'm not in a band. It's hard for people to get the word out. It's just, and other thing is, I mean, you read about so many bands canceling shows, and they're honest. It's because of the lack of ticket sales. It's really, really hard.
Yeah. Well, right now the economy is just it's very there's been a lot of issues, and there's more cuts coming to radio. I mean, there's traveling around. You hear from radio people that advertising is going away because people don't want to invest. They're just because they're uncertain about the future. So, but for the bang for your buck for this show, because so many concerts now are a minimum of $100, $200 now. And you go see Riki do his show, and it's crazy. We all grew up. If you're watching this show, you're probably like us. You have the same sensibilities for music like us. And Riki's been a part of your life.
Got several VHS tapes from way back in the day, recording Headbangers Ball and then watching that the entire rest of the week over and over and over again.
And what I saw was the joy in people's faces of like, oh man, it's a great memory of Riki being a part of your life.
Yeah.
Growing up and being like, Saturday night, get together with my friends. And I theorized last time we had Riki on that I have to believe more alcohol and drugs were consumed watching Headbangers Ball than any other TV show in the history of television, because it was Saturday night and it was all of our favorite bands.
Oh yeah.
Saturday night. And you get to see new videos. You get to see, you know, and Riki's taking you through it all.
Yep.
You know, Riki's the guy who's walking you through it. So, you know, whether you like it or not, Riki, it's people have an emotional attachment from their childhood with you.
When I started doing talk radio and I started going away from Headbangers Ball, and people always wanted to talk about Headbangers Ball, and I didn't want to. And because I kind of moved on and tried to do other things. And then people would tell me like, dude, I used to go into my room and put the blanket over my head because my mom wouldn't let me, and watch Headbangers Ball. And I'm like, what if I was a kid and I went up to somebody that I looked up, or what if I met some wrestler or race car driver or rock star that I didn't know, and they were like, yeah, nice. I'd be like, what a dick.
Yeah.
But it is weird when you are nostalgia.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird that, you know, remember when you, like, I feel like I'm still current. I don't feel like I'm doing things that differently. But now that I've come to terms with it, you know, I'm very lucky.
As I say,
very, very grateful.
Yeah, you may be nostalgia, but you are also not, where are they now?
Right.
You are here everywhere, still out there doing things. It's not like, oh, I wonder what that one dude from. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I like it better now. I'm definitely, I mean, yes, the divorce has been very, very tough, but I like the person that I am now better than the person that I was, without it sounding, because, you know, I make these little, people seem to like these tapes, these little things I make in the morning that are sort of inspirational, but it's just things I tell myself. And I thought people would be like, oh, what are you doing? But people like it. And it's just stuff that I need to tell myself, you know? So I'm in a pretty good place. I'm in an interesting place, and it is weird being older and coming to a house that now has no animals in it. I have nothing. Man. And I talk to but no, I don't mean that in a sad way.
Yeah.
It doesn't smell like cat piss. I don't have
to. You know, it's weird when that weekend, Riki was thinking out loud a lot. And I feel like your social media right now, are you making more videos or that you're posting? Because I feel like, without getting right to the heart of what you're going through, I feel like I'm seeing more and more videos of you online going, man, I've been thinking a lot lately, and here's what I've been thinking about. Yeah. Am I wrong that you've...
No, you're 100% right. I call it Walkie-Talkie, and I get in the morning, and it might be things that I need to tell myself, or things that the way I look at life. I mean, let's be honest, I'm old as... and I've got experiences, and I know how things work, and I know how things don't work. And the three of us, we've all battled with mental issues, with depression and addiction, and maybe suicide or whatever. And I do not speak as an expert. I speak as somebody that's done these things. So when I say learn about perception and how you look at things, you know, how when something's really crappy, like I focus on it, I'll be on my walk and I'll be like, God, I got to do this today. And how am I going to pay for that? How am I going to pay for that? And while I'm walking, I'm thinking about all those things, not realizing I'm walking by a lake and trees.
Yeah,
and
right.
My perception is so much on this that I'm missing everything else. And that in times, that's what you're doing. You're focusing so much on this bad shit that you don't even realize the paradise that you're in.
Oh, yeah.
And
I realized.
And that's trying to be present, you know?
I did the same thing. I realized that I was so hyper-focused on the one person that wasn't giving me the love that I thought I needed, and completely neglected all of the other love that was there around me because I was focused on that one thing.
That's the worst.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
That's the worst. Like, you know, somebody says, oh, dude, you're like, people still comment about my hair. And now for some reason, I have no idea, it's going in almost blondish, reddish, and gray. And people still comment on my hair. Oh,
hey, man, be glad you got it. Hush.
But it's just so weird. Oh, and here's another thing. So I dye my beard like a motherfucker. I used to dye my hair. I might again, but I've never had Botox or anything done. Never, 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 never. I mean, and nobody's ever accused me of having the work done. But when I went to the doctor to get my tooth pulled, my nose is collapsed on one side. I have one nostril, and they're saying, dude, you need to get a nose job. And I was like, I don't want to get a nose job. And they're like, you need to get a nose job. So if I get a nose job, I can't wait to hear how people are going
to I'm also a fellow member of the One Nostril Club.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did it right, son. We did it right back in the day. Yeah. If you got two nostrils, did you even do cocaine?
Riki, when I asked you the question about did you hear from anyone you hadn't heard from in a long time who reached out to give you support for what you're going through, you started laughing. Was there anybody that you least
there have been people people yes, of course, people like the Slashes and the Tammy and the Gilby and Fred Corey and all those, but I get these long texts from I don't know if Craig, if you know Jeff from Possessed.
Oh yeah,
I know who that is. I don't know him personally.
This dude writes me the nicest messages, and it's people from Hatebreed or Mark Morton. I love Mark Morton to death.
Yeah,
and you guys are going to go out on tour. He told me, and he's just Mark Morton has always been somebody that I can go heart to heart with and not feel stupid.
Yeah.
And there are people, and I keep on mentioning these band people, but I mean, you two are my friends. I don't have that many friends that aren't in the business, but I do. I do have friends out here.
Mm-hmm.
There's some bikers out here that I know very well, but most people, it's like, oh, Riki, I heard you got divorced. What did you do wrong?
What did you do wrong? Wow.
Yeah.
The first time my mother said to me, she's like, Riki, don't ever get married again. Don't ever get married again.
Yeah.
Your parents always want you to be married. And I used to tell my mom many years ago, I go, maybe I'm just better off alone. Nobody's better off alone. And now she's like, maybe you're just better off alone.
Wow.
Yeah. It took me a long time to get used to being alone, being in my house by myself, not having my partner there, having lost dogs as well with those relationships passing on. But now I am so comfortable in my own skin, in my own house. Back when I was married, I didn't even put up my plaques from Death Punch on the wall. I felt embarrassed about it. I don't know why I didn't put them up. But then when I got divorced and really started trying to make my house my own, now I've got that wall up there that just reminds me, hey man, whatever's going on, people still love you. You are connecting, much like your videos that you're putting out right now. I always thought my goal and my purpose was to be quote unquote a rock star. Then I got sober, started sharing that story. That's when I really started connecting with people and sharing those stories along a different type of scale. So I know exactly where you're at. I've been there. And me and Craig were just talking about my last two relationships. I got in too fast because I told myself, hey, I'm taking a year off just for me. I'm not dating nobody. And then two girls that were wonderful people came into my life. I was like, you know what? Maybe I'm gonna go ahead and get into this. But now this time I am forcing myself because those other two didn't work out. I knew what I wanted, but I went against what I wanted because I thought I found somebody worthy of letting my boundary down.
It's a big deal because Chris really had an issue with going from one relationship to the next. And at the end of each relationship, he would say, I just need to work on myself. And then I'd be like, wait, who's this girl? He would jump into the next one.
Yeah, see, I've come to find out that I am a relationship guy. When I had a wife, I loved having a wife. When I had a girlfriend, I loved having a girlfriend. And sometimes when I had a wife, I still loved having a girlfriend, which is why I have neither now.
Right. Is this resonating with you, Riki? I see you kind of nodding and
because he's heard that in the set.
It was fun. It was really fun, just to change the subject entirely. It was really fun for me to sit there and to be a comedian. I'm more proud of One Foot in the Gutter than anything I've ever done. It's up there bearing my soul for, a couple hours. Mm-hmm. But being a comedian and only having to go up there for 20 minutes and, and right after you and then right before you and always watching each other's sets and then talking to each other after the show. And also, doing the same set pretty much, twice a night for 2 nights, doing 4 of them. That was kind of fun. And the camaraderie, even though I don't think we got to hang out as much as we wanted because I was being Eeyore in my hotel room. So, but it was nice because I did my comedy debut and the next night I did my comedy retirement. So
You know what? There was a moment that I share with Riki that comedians will do with each other to get a laugh, which was that there was a woman in the audience who I noticed hated the whole thing, and I started filming her response. Yeah, and it was in the middle of Riki's set, but she did the same thing.
Okay, why don't you have to say that?
But I filmed her during all of our sets, and I show Riki. I go, "Hey, man, look at this," and Riki goes, "Oh man, that's awful." I go, "No. Fuck her. She's not enjoying the show at all."
Yeah, she doesn't deserve us.
Yeah, she doesn't deserve us. Like, she was horrified by all of our sets.
Yeah.
And it was just funny. And I realized comedians do have a thick skin. And I was just throwing this at Riki without thinking like, oh, this isn't about you, Riki. This is just, look at how funny it is that a woman came to our show and she's not enjoying it. Like, fuck her.
Still paid us the same.
Yeah, still paid us the same. But when you go see Riki's show, and I'm telling you, there's this weird thing where sometimes I find myself when we're alone having a meal where I go, hey, can I ask you, and I want to talk to him about stuff because Riki's been a big part of my life before I actually met Riki. And his show is beyond satisfying to the history of Headbangers Ball, but what happened before it is mind-blowing.
Yep.
What's happened since that, there's a couple moments where he would say a couple words and I go, oh, okay, I know where we're going. But there was a couple things that I went, what?
Yeah.
How did I not know this? I feel like so many of us are historians because we love rock and metal so much that we know everything about rock and metal.
Yeah.
That's our lane. And when you say Riki Rachtman, oh, I know Riki, Dave Mustaine, Riki and Lemmy, Riki and Alice in Chains at the water park, Riki and Axl Rose. But there were things he dropped that I went, shut the fuck. How has Riki never talked about this publicly?
And that's the thing with Riki too. Like, we grew up, we know everything about hard rock and heavy metal. He was living with hard rock and heavy metal. Yeah. All the people that we knew about and were reading about and listening to on Headbangers Ball, he was right there with all these stories and puts them into this One Foot in the Gutter show. And I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
You're gonna let me come out and open on the road for you?
When?
There we go.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen.
So I always say, because there's no opening act, there's no closing act. It's just me, better for worse.
Yep.
But Craig did it once and came on for, I don't know, like 10 or 15 minutes or whatever it was.
Austin, Texas.
And killed. And then I was like, God damn it. He got more laughs in 10 minutes than I was getting 3 hours. But it was great. And so if there's ever a show that you want to, and I'm only putting this invitation to you two.
Okay.
Nobody else.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay out of his DMs.
The show is so long.
Yep.
Well, I'm definitely going to be at the show in New York because I'll be right. You'll be right down the street from me. And I just happened to walk by that venue the other night, and I was like, "Oh my God, City Winery is amazing." There's this beautiful park next to City Winery in New York City on the west side, and I was walking through that park, and I was like, "City Winery." I was like, "Is this the?" And I walked in, and I said, "Oh, where is Riki Rachtman performing?" And they showed me the room, and I was like, "Whoa,
nice!
This place is amazing." So I had mentioned it to Riki when we were in Florida. I said, "Can I show up and do a short set?" And he said, "Absolutely." And then I texted him about it like a week ago, and he said, "Oh yeah. Just remind me, whenever, and we'll make it happen. I just want to warm up. You guys ready? All right. Do jokey jokes. All right. Please welcome Riki," and then have Riki come out and do his thing.
Yep.
And what was that?
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. And then Riki comes out, wah, wah, wah. The City Winery, I played City Wineries before, and the first time I walked in there, I was like, this is like this really nice restaurant.
Yeah.
And then they have a big live venue. Maybe you saw the big live venue.
Yes.
And then they have a smaller lounge upstairs.
Yep. Yeah.
And I played Nashville before, and I sold it out. And now I'm playing 4 City Wineries, including Nashville again. And the one, but I'm playing a room that's small. Like I don't know if it fits more than 150 people.
Those are the best, though.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
I like.
Easier to sell out 100 and have it be packed rather than selling 100 in a big room, and then it's the same amount of people, but woo, does it feel different?
Well, this is the worst thing. The worst turnout I ever had was when I played the Concourse in Knoxville, and the place fit like 2000 and I had like 60.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I've got a gig at a place that fits 700. I think they've sold like 10 tickets. And I'm like, even with 10, and you know, I'm very transparent about this stuff. Like, I can work as hard as I can. I'm going to do a great show. People are going to have a great time no matter what.
Absolutely.
Most of the shows are doing really good. Some are on the verge of selling out. The Whiskey is I think it's sold out already, which is good because that's a real homecoming show for me. But and I'm just excited. Portland and Seattle are doing really, really good.
Awesome.
I'm really excited that. And in Danville, I know that Phil Demel's showing up, and we're gonna have like an after party at his bar and Zetro's showing up from Exodus, formerly of Exodus, and you know, there's all those Bay Area thrash guys that are gonna show up, which is it's just neat. You know, I'm very happy with the people that are in bands that I really like, that are such good people, you know. And the crazy thing is, you know, people think like, oh, Riki must talk to like Bon Jovi and the guys and it's like the guys that are my, you know, like you and Hatebreed and Lamb of God and Possessed and all these hard, heavy bands, which I truly love.
Yeah.
Like, that's music I really love. I mean, I listen to everything. I saw Tom Kiefer in LA Guns the other night.
Oh, that's so good.
Great show. And then, you know, and then I'll go see whoever. Anybody. I just love music.
Did you said you got a letter from Jeff from Possessed? Did he also send you that Possessed shirt that you were wearing the other day? Or was that's wonderful shirt. Wonderful shirt.
Riki, I got to tell you, when you say that you're transparent about, like, I don't pretend. Like,
parent at the end of that. I was like, wait, we're doing another reveal on Beardo and Weirdo.
when you say that you're transparent about your ticket sales, I think we're living in a time when people absolutely appreciate the conversation we're having in this episode, as well as the transparency of, look, this is what's going on in my life. There's a kid that I know who took over the social media for a couple of my favorite bands, and I noticed the change on their social media, and I was like, man, whoever's doing this is kicking ass. And the tour manager from one of the bands said, oh, this is the kid right here. And I said, you know, I'm a stand-up comedian. What would you say, would you advise me to help me with my social media? And he goes, oh, well, first of all, he goes, guessing by your age. And I was like, that's insulting. Yeah. And he goes, guessing by your age, he goes, I'm guessing you're into this band. And I go, yeah, of course. And he goes, those were like rock stars, like magical, mystical rock stars that always had an air of mystery. That shit is gone. Absolutely. He said, there is no more mystery. If people who are fans of somebody, they want to see everything, and they want to see honesty. And the more honest you are, the more they feel like they are engaging with you. And to that point, a comedian friend of mine, Alex Hooper, posted in Chicago, Illinois last summer, I am sorry to post this, but this is the truth. If you were coming to see me in Chicago, the show is canceled because I only sold 4 tickets. Yep. And he said, I was going to be at Zany's. And Zany's they just emailed me and said, we're going to have to cancel the show because you only sold 4 tickets. But it looks like if you bought your tickets, they're going to be taking the ticket sales off in the next hour or two. And I guess check with Zany's about the refunds. But, you know, I hesitated to tell you the truth. But you know what? I love stand-up comedy. And the fact of the matter is I'm now in Chicago with no place to go. And if you want to hang out with me, just message me and tell me where I can go hang out tonight. And he posted another video an hour later and said, all right, you guys are awesome. I just found out that we've sold over 120 tickets because so many people responded to that video.
Oh, nice.
And the show is back on. And I first video, I went, wow, it really resonated with me. And the second video did not surprise me because it was a bunch of people checking in. And that is the same energy I'm getting from Riki every day as he goes for a walk. And it's clear what's going on in the big picture, but it seems like he's just trying to talk to people every day and just say, you know, I've been thinking a lot about, and it's whatever's on his mind right now. Yep. But he's clearly, like us, going through changes and trying to be a better person. And
the crazy thing is like I see a post from Sammy Hagar that his show was canceled because of lack of ticket sales, and the Gene Simmons Lita Ford, the tour was canceled. Whoa. And people are just saying, and the thing is, all these people are canceling shows, and when you don't sell tickets, like it's like, okay, I'm going to sell the Whiskey on the Sunset Strip, and I'm going to do great in Denver. I mean, I'm going to do great in Portland, Seattle, and that's great. But yet, if there's only a few people that bought tickets in Reno or Colorado Springs, it means I suck.
Right.
You know, and then you take it personally. But the truth is, it's tough. I try to keep prices as low as I can. You know, I got a truck. I'm doing this in a pickup truck with Karen and Nita and sometimes my friend Paul, and we're kind of making it up as we go. And gas is expensive, and I'm paying for hotels, and I'm paying for gas, and I'm paying for everything. And it's hard to make money doing this. And, you know, and now it's just people don't buy tickets. And can I just thought of something really quickly. And I don't know if Craig's going to agree with me on this one, but people, it's always good to buy your tickets in advance. And let me see if I'm right. A lot of times when an artist releases a record, they do a pre-sale online, mm-hmm. and you buy the album's pre-sale. I think that bands are going to hate me for this. I think music consumers should not be buying the pre-sales online. And what music consumers should do is wait for the records to come out and then go to your local record store and buy the record. Because that's it's still counting down as a sale for the band, but it's also going to keep record stores open.
Absolutely.
Because if all these bands are just doing pre-sales, we're going to buy them online, and these little record stores are going to go out of business. We would wait out in line for a record to come out to buy it the first day. It's going to sound the same this third day, but we wanted to wait. And I want that energy to come back. And I know it won't, but I just think that doing pre-sales and buying them online is also hurting the record stores. What do you think? Do you think that's wrong, or?
I feel, I don't know. I mean, it's I don't have a strong opinion on that. What about you, Chris?
I am guilty of, I used to always show up back when record release day was like Tuesday. I would show up and buy 3 or 4 CDs every single week. And I've gotten away from that with the convenience of streaming, with the convenience of, I mean, if I had to go to Target, nope, I'm going to Amazon. Yeah. It comes right to my house. So I am very guilty of crushing the local businesses in order to have convenience. The business. So I'm guilty as well. But yeah, like local restaurants and whatnot, I'm still very much like when I go into a town, I'm not going to go to a Chili's, Applebee's. I'm always trying to find like that local spot. So I'm able to do it in some places, but then convenience wise, man, I'm lazy.
I do want to point out one other thing about Ricky's show that I think is really cool, because a lot of artists are doing meet and greets and that is something that has completely changed in our lifetime. Mm-hmm. When we were growing up, you couldn't just find a number that would get you in to meet your favorite artist.
Oh, yeah.
And now there are artists that will do that, and it's in the thousands of dollars now to get these experiences where you get to get a tour of the stage and get to meet the artist. Riki does a VIP package that is reasonably priced. And when they're gone, they are gone. Every show that he does, he has 2 levels of VIPs. What are the 2 VIPs?
Well, the one thing I do, which everybody criticized me, because I really am just a crew of 2 people, is I said, you join the road crew, and for $250, you help us. And hold on. And I buy you lunch. You sit with us and get lunch. You get to watch a show wherever you want. You get a road crew t-shirt. You get a road crew laminate. You help set up an intermission. You get to introduce me, and you get to do all this stuff. And I sold those for, I think, $250, and you don't have to buy a ticket. And I've got 23 shows, and there's only 2 left.
Yep.
The other one is VFI, that once you buy the ticket, you spend $100, and you get in before everybody gets in. Only 15 people. We sit at a table. We talk about whatever you want to talk about. We'll take whatever pictures you want to do. You get a poster, you get a laminate, and we just hang out and have fun. And a lot of those are sold out as well. And I like it because it puts me. And I'll use this as an example. I went to go see Tom Kiefer and LA Guns the other day in Raleigh, and I had a great time, but it was the first time in a really long time that I kind of got mobbed, and I couldn't watch. Like, it was, everybody was taking pictures. Everybody was taking pictures. And I love that, and I'm so grateful. But it gets to be a time that, like, I just want to watch the show, and I don't turn people down. And that time, it wasn't fun, and I don't want to just blow somebody off. So when I do these meet and greets, I know there's not going to be more than 15 people.
Yep.
So we hang out and we just chat and we have a great time. And I look forward to doing it. And it's always a fun thing for me. I mean, they get a cool laminate and posters and, all this other stuff. And it's really cool. But the road crew is needed. But I mean, it's crazy. Like, we've always made friends and run into the people that, especially the road crew that have helped us, and they've become friends.
And if you're looking for an introduction into music and entertainment business, and you've ever thought about being a roadie, $250 to go to rock and roll college, and help him set up stuff.
Well,
I mean, it's wonderful. Get your foot in the door.
No amps, no PAs, no instruments. There's really just
so an easy gig.
And if you say I don't want to pick up anything, you don't have to.
Yeah.
But you're going to hang out with us, and sometimes especially now that I'm single. Sometimes if you're on the road, to just hang out with me in the dressing room and talk or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm wondering that night when you were at the Tom Kiefer show in Raleigh, and this, I just have to believe this is going to be something that's going to be coming up for a while, because, and we were talking about this when we were hanging out in Florida about Tammy, that, like it or not, for the next 10, 15 years of Tammy's life, the people who know him on a peripheral level are going to wait for their moment 10, 15, 20 years from now to go, by the way, I'm sorry about what happened 20 years ago. And he's going to have to hear about that for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, when you went to Raleigh, did you get a little bit of that, of people going, hey, by the way, and people, and it's all sincere, and they really want to talk to you, but did you feel like, wow, I was not prepared to spend a whole night talking about this?
Yeah, and I know, but with me, because I leave so much out, I don't know if I told you guys this story or not, but yes, people always ask me the divorce. I don't want to talk about that anymore. I want her to be very happy, successful, more than anything.
Yeah.
And I don't want to talk about it. But before I said, I don't know where I'm going to live. And I was at one of these bike nights, and all these guys from this motorcycle club called the Outlaws. And this one guy comes up to me. He's like, Ricky, I need to talk to you. And I'm like, yes. And he's like, are you staying here? And I'm like, yes. He goes, good, because I didn't want you to leave Mooresville. I'm like, people were invested in what I was doing. Yeah. And it just made me feel and that was when I said, yeah, I stayed in the right place, because I guarantee if I was in LA, nobody'd go up and go, hey, how are you doing the divorce? But here in Mooresville, I go to the supermarket and people just like, hey, I follow you and I know about what happened and stuff like that.
Dude, I'm
are very, very lucky.
100% correct. There's been a couple of times when I was going through something and I'd be at the Comedy Store in Hollywood, and a comedian would come up to me and go, hey, you doing okay? I heard you're going to the thing. And I go, yeah, well, you know what's going on. And they would just turn around and walk away. And I go, what the fuck? Or they'd look over my shoulder the whole time. That's an LA thing.
LA for sure.
Looking over somebody's shoulder at somebody getting out of a car, like, who is that? Like, oh, I hate that about LA. I've seen that happen in meetings in LA where you're talking to somebody and they're looking over your shoulder. And I'm like, God damn it, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
But do we want to put out a PSA right now that if you're getting the VFIP package, like, to take the divorce questions to a minimum when they hang out with you, Ricky?
Ricky's very vocal. I'm sure he's going to say that right at the beginning. First of all, one thing.
I have to change the end of my show.
I was going to ask if you were going to add your current situation in life to the show.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
Good man.
It's the best therapy.
Because what my show is, yes, of course, you're going to get all the crazy rock and roll stories, but I also talk about, hurdles that we all face. And, the thing that I've always said in my show is you never know when you're going to have the best time of your life. You don't know what's next. And some of these bad things lead to good things. And I don't know what the good thing is that's going to lead to this, but I got to believe that there's going to be something there, because it's real easy to fall into that sinking feeling and stay there, because being depressed is normal. But when you sit in it and you're like, oh, if you want sympathy, people don't think that's attractive. You can tell people you're hurting, but you've got to pick it up. And that's like what I was doing when we were in Tampa. I wanted to pick it up a little bit. I wanted to rise to the occasion. Yeah, I was hurting. I had to deal with that, and it was much worse when I drove home. Mm-hmm. But yeah, things are good, and I can't wait to get on the road. And this is a long time for me. Like, I know, Chris, you've been on the road for, you go out for months. Mm-hmm. But for me to go out for a month and a half in this pickup truck, staying at, hey, good, it's Hampton Inn, I'll get free waffles every morning.
Yeah.
And, I'm very good at the waffle machine. And, for a month and a half, that's going to be really interesting.
See, I needed to hear this too, because I'm going on tour July 18th, I think is our first show. And my attitude is much different right now.
About going on the road?
I was like, oh, God. I don't get to sleep in my own bed.
But when you're on stage, that pain, that goes away.
The moment that I get on the plane to the venue, I'm going to be fine. I'm very much like, oh, I'm not going to be able to go to the same gym. I'm not going to be training with Gil. I'm not going to have this. But, man, I'm living the dream. Living the dream. I mean, if 4-year-old Chris could hear me going, I got to go on tour.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I have so much fun designing the laminates and the stickers, because I design them all. Like, look, I have backstage passes with my name on it.
Did you get a Tulsa pass?
I think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah. Did you get yourself a Tulsa pass?
A Tulsa?
Tulsa?
That is an industry thing. Like back in the day, if it said Tulsa on the on the pass, it was a slut backwards.
You go, here you go, right backstage.
Yeah.
You're single now. Come on, baby, I got you.
Yeah.
You're talking to a guy who's going to therapy right now and working on himself. You're like,
hey, I still haven't gone to SLA yet, so I'm still good.
I did.
What's that?
I did.
Yeah.
I got to tell you this story.
Right.
Please.
It's so funny. So while I was driving home from Tampa, I stopped in a hotel and I go, you know what? I'm going to go to a SLA meeting, a sex addicts meeting, to see if, because I know I'm a drug addict, I'm a raging alcoholic, whatever. I've been sober July 31st, will be 38 years or whatever.
Nice.
Wow.
But like, I mean, I've always liked to fuck, but it was sometimes for the wrong reasons. And so I said, I'm going to go to Sex Anonymous meetings and just try to see what it's like. And I went to one online, and I'm telling you the honest truth, the guy that was leading the meeting and the main speaker looked just like Sid Haig. Captain Spaulding.
Yeah.
He looked just like him. And I'm like, and like, when I go to AA meeting, there's always something that I'll be able to relate to. I hear something that somebody's going to say that I need to hear. But this was like, I can't relate to this, And I went to some other meetings by me, and it's a weird thing, because when you're not married anymore, what do you do not? I'm old. I don't know how long I'll be able to have sex. So do you not have sex? It's a weird thing.
Yeah. Getting out of a long-term relationship, whether it's meant to be or not, it's weird getting out when you've invested a lot of time with somebody.
Yeah.
There's been times when I've gotten out of a relationship with someone that I was the one who wanted to get out, but there was still this awkward, like, well, I don't want to start all over. So
you felt like I had to settle?
Like, she was my friend, though. Even though there was problems.
Yeah, for sure.
She was my friend.
Yeah.
And damn, I'll never forget one relationship that ended. I was in for a long time. And I thought, I need someone now. I need someone to be here with me now. And I reached out to this girl. I was living in Connecticut at the time. And this girl, she was a waitress at this comedy club in New York that I would see all the time. She didn't even speak English. She was from Russia. But there was always a vibe around her. We'd always feel like a chemistry. And I called her and said, hey, you want to come up and hang out? And
she goes, "Niet."
Yeah, she comes up and everything happens. It all happens. And as soon as it was over, I was like, oh, what am I doing? And now we're laying in the bed that I shared with my ex. And she lights up a cigarette, and I go, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why is she lighting a cigarette? And I felt terrible about the whole thing. As soon as it was over, I was like, oh man, why did I do this? And I said, hey, do you want me to take you to the train station? And she was like, da. And I was like, look, you have to go.
Yeah.
You got to go. And I just felt like, oh man, I'm making this worse. I'm making this worse on myself. And you don't know what to do. It's weird, Ricky. Like, we all, our connection to each other, music, we're all young, carefree, and Ricky was a part of our lives every Saturday night. And we get older, and life is happening, and we're all dealing with life stuff. And some of these challenges really are a motherfucker. And Ricky's going through something that we've both have been going through recently, and just trying to move forward is something that's very relatable. I don't know a single person in my life who's not needing help with something in their life.
Yeah.
So it's all of this is very relatable. And again, that night in Tampa, I couldn't believe how many people were walking up to you and just so happy to say hello. And Riki was already talking about it on the air that week in Tampa while we were doing radio and TV. He was talking about what he was going through.
Mm-hmm.
And
that one guy was really cool. I don't remember which show he did.
In the house.
We had a lot of fun.
Yeah, all the shows were really good. Even the TV thing that Riki and I did before Chris got into town.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. Yeah, Mike Calta is the one you're thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
The Mike Calta show. That was a lot of fun. And did you feel it? Like, could you feel that love, Riki? Because it felt like you were happy to have those conversations with everybody.
I like it. I was just in a weird state. I was just in a weird place. Like, half of my mind is like, because at that point, we didn't know what was going to happen to the house because we both owned the house.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was going to live. I didn't know what I was going to do. And, trying to figure everything out. And, and now she lives somewhere else. I don't know where. Mm-hmm. And, it's life. It's life. And I have a choice. We all have a choice in these situations. And are we going to go through every single day feeling bad? Or are we going to feel bad? Think, okay, I know I feel bad. I'm going to feel bad right now, but this is not going to hold me down forever. Yeah. And just move on and go forward.
I'm just realizing when Riki said a moment ago that he now has to change the end of his set, it's because the end of your set was about her, right?
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah. That's going to be interesting. Yeah. There's your ticket right there.
Absolutely.
Because everybody knew, like her and I, we rode our motorcycle. We rode the motorcycle to Alaska. She was on Ink Master. Everybody knew our relationship. Mm-hmm. So if anybody is in a relationship, I have really, really good advice I can give you right now. If you ever get an autograph from a celebrity, don't get both names on it. That's all. That's the only thing I have to do.
There have been several times when we've done meet and greets, and it'll be a guy and girl together.
Yeah,
they'll do they'll do the picture together. And then like either the guy or the girl will ask for like the single one. I go,
it's the girl usually though.
Yeah, I was like, is this cause in case this don't work out? Yeah. You still got the picture. Yeah. I say it all the time.
Oh yeah. Oh, that is hilarious. Yeah. Riki is on the road. I cannot recommend it enough. If you know Riki, you know why you know Riki. And his show is such a wonderful, wonderful experience. One Foot in the Gutter is going out all over the country, coast to coast. He's coming within a few hundred miles of you at the very least, if he's not coming to your town. And the tickets are at cathousehollywood.com. Do you want to run the cities again, Riki?
Greenville, South Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee, Tupelo, Mississippi, Eagle Pass, Texas, San Diego, California, Hollywood, Danville, California, Reno, Nevada, Portland, Oregon, Seattle, Washington, Colorado Springs, Denver, Chickasha, Oklahoma. Don't know where it is. Kansas City, Missouri. I'm just stopping for a second and say, I'm announcing tour dates. How funny is that?
It's awesome.
Lincoln, Nebraska, Iowa City, Iowa, Keokuk, Iowa, Warrendale, PA, which I think is by Pittsburgh, Buffalo, New York, Philadelphia, New York City with Craig Gass. That's August 9th. And then Boston and Sutton, West Virginia. And I'm hoping that I do some shows. I'm doing the Headbangers boat again.
Oh, nice.
And I'm hoping that I can do some shows in Florida on the way back. And then I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore.
Ooh,
Craig, have you ever been to Edinburgh?
I have not been to Edinburgh yet. I've had a lot of friends who have gone to Edinburgh, but I haven't done it yet.
You know Joe Sib?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I talked to Joe yesterday. He's like, dude, you got to go to Edinburgh. And what you do is you start out there and you go there for a month, but you don't make any money. You keep on doing shows. And that's where everybody goes to. I'm like, a month in Scotland? I can't afford a month in Scotland. Yeah. And you don't get paid?
Yeah.
But it sounded like because I think it'd be cool to get corporate gigs. I've never gotten any corporate gigs.
Yeah, I just saw a whole piece of, and I don't know how old the piece was, but it was an interview with John Oliver. And it was filmed in Edinburgh where he talked about, I started out here doing a one-man show and it was very humble. And he described how the experience was. But it does lead to things for people, but it's an investment. It's an investment of your time.
Oh yeah.
And I mean,
Ari Spears has a couple of things online about being in Edinburgh for that. And he starts off super excited. Woo.
Yeah.
It takes a turn.
Yeah. But Riki, we got to jump off. So go see Riki on the road. Yep. One Foot in the Gutter. Cannot recommend the show enough. And you'll be seeing me pop up at least one show, excitedly warming up the crowd. And the tickets are at cathousehollywood.com.
Yes. And we should go to Europe to see Five Finger Death Punch with Lamb of God.
I was going to recommend, hey, I have always got an extra bunk on the bus. Anything that you guys want, anything you want to come out and see over there overseas? I believe we are playing Edinburgh, actually. What is that?
Where's the really good? I think on my bucket list, I think next year I'm going to ride a motorcycle in Italy in the Dolomites.
Hell yes. Whoa. Yeah. I'm pretty sure we're playing Italy.
What?
I'm pretty sure we're playing Italy on this one. Milan, maybe? I'm not sure. I'd have to go look. FiveFingerDeathPunch.com /tour.
You might be playing Milan, but you're not playing Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's right, Chris. The only Riki Rachtman can be seen live in Chickasha, Oklahoma, if I'm saying that correctly.
Hey, every city, every opportunity. Let's go.
And what? And what, Ricky?
Keokuk, Iowa.
Yes, that place in Iowa.
Yeah. Yep.
All the info is at CathouseHollywood.com. Ricky, sincerely, we love you, and I'm sorry you're going through what you're going through, but when I watch those videos that pop up on your Facebook page, I go, man, this guy, and the views are insane.
Oh, yeah.
You are...
I don't get any money. How come I don't get any money?
Monetize that shit, son.
Yeah, I don't know. There is a way to monetize it.
Yeah. I make like $53 a month off Facebook, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta...
I have made like 20 or 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but
yeah, man.
It's clearly people, it's what you're going through is resonating with people, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it because I've been through shit too. We've all, at this stage in life, have gone through something that has humbled us.
Yep.
And I was genuinely concerned about you and how casual.
And I knew you were, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, and how casual you were like, yeah, and you were asking questions that were so humbling, like, hey, what's Vegas like to live at? Because I have to live somewhere new now. Like, I was like, you doing okay? Like, yeah, I'm just going through it. Just, you know.
Ricky in this interview right now, talking to you, is putting on perfect display that you can't control the things that happen to you.
Oh,
the only thing you can control is your reaction to those things.
Correct.
And my God,
you don't really control that either, but you have a choice on how you're going to deal with it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You can't control it. I couldn't control that. I cried a couple days ago, you know?
Oh yeah, but you got to feel it before you can heal it, and allow yourself to feel those things. Give them the proper respect and time that those things deserve. But once you start like getting into that frame of mind where you're obsessing about that, you got to back up. And it doesn't sound like you're allowing yourself to feel those moments, but also at the same time, like, hey man, this is what's happening. Let's move on forward. So I love seeing the growth and all the work that you're doing. Craig said that he's sorry for what you're going through. I'm excited for you, seeing the work, knowing how you're changing about things. It's a scary thing. And my God, I wish I was as together as you are right now when I was going through my stuff. Because
oh my God,
well, it's not good. I got a solo record out of it, but
I'm not sure that I'm enjoying that Chris kind of shit on me in the roundabout way to compliment you. But
no. Yeah, I mean, but what I'm saying is, fuck Craig. Me and you are going to Europe, baby. Us and Lamb of God. Let's go.
Ricky, we'll all be hanging out in Europe because Chris and I are actually doing shows in London and in Ireland. So, yeah, comedy.
I was looking forward to that tour, man.
Yeah. Ricky, thanks for joining us. Everybody go to
guys. Thank you so much.
CathouseHollywood.com for the info. One Foot in the Gutter, a show that must be seen if you're a fan of the genre and you know what I'm talking about.
And as much as I hate to do it, congrats on the Canes.
Oh, holy shit.
By the way, oh my God. I just want to tell everybody. I'm thirsty. I think I'll drink from a cup. Do you guys have a cup? Oh, I guess you don't.
Yeah, we do. We do. From a couple years ago. We did it before you guys. Come on now.
Oh my God.
I couldn't believe how genuinely happy Ricky was at fucking with us in a group text about the Hurricanes beating the Vegas Golden Knights.
I don't know if Ricky knows this, but I blocked him during the game.
You said that in the text.
And then unblocked him after.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not listening to this.
And Ricky did it with like a whole period to go in the game. Ricky sends out a text saying, hey, I'm thirsty, guys. Do you have a cup that I can have? I'm looking for a cup.
I also would write to him. I go, hey, guys, I can't watch the game right now. What's the score?
Yeah. And then I
didn't get any of those other than the first one.
We're going to show those texts right now. Ricky, is it okay to show the text here?
Of course.
Okay. Here's
he's got a cup. Yeah. Of course it's fine. It's the Beardo and Weirdo show, Craig. It's not.
Here's the text that happened between Ricky, Chris, and myself. And as you can see here from Chris, he responded, I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you for that comment.
Yep. And I think on a side text, I go, I'm fucking blocking him.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I am very sensitive when it comes to that stuff. I have tried and tried and tried to get away from my attachment to outcomes of which I have zero control over. But sports still get me.
If you have a Vegas Golden Knights anything, wear it to One Foot in the Gutter. Go see Ricky on the road and wear your Vegas.
You know what the truth is? I kind of had to be a King. I mean, I'm still Los Angeles Kings fan.
Of course you are.
But I'm going to pick the Canes because I live in Carolina. But I was a Carolina Panther fan while I lived in Hollywood.
I do know that. I do that about you.
But that's nothing to brag about either.
And you know what? Every year I send a text to a fan a friend of mine who's a fan of all 31 teams besides the Seahawks. And I say, hey, Dan Donegan up in Chicago, good luck to the Bears. I always text Ricky, good luck to the Panthers. I hit everybody up.
Yep.
Eddie Trunk, good luck to the Giants this year. And then you, Cincinnati Bengals. And Ricky's conversation is the same every year. Like, I don't know, man. he's like, I'm a Panthers fan. What's going to happen? And I'm like, Ricky, you don't know. And he goes, I know. I know exactly what's going to happen. He's always just like, it's not going to. And I'm like, oh, come on, Ricky. It could be your year.
Regrets. I've had a few.
Oh, no.
Nice.
Oh.
Yep.
All right.
No regrets for this one, baby.
Yeah.
Golden Knights. I can't ever get a real job now. There we go. Hell yeah.
All right. I am not cool enough to have tattoos. Ladies and gentlemen, Riki Rachtman on the road, 1 foot in the gutter. Congratulations to the Carolina Hurricanes.
Watch it. Hold on. Say something natural.
If he brings out a Stanley Cup.
I will hop on the motorcycle right now.
Oh! Wow. I thought those were actual. Wow. Way to go, Ricky.
Look at that, man. Place is looking nice. Keep it up.
The man knows marketing.
Bye, guys. Thank you. I love you.
Love you too,
soon.
man.
I'll see you soon, brother.
Bye.
Right on.